Hello, today I'm going to be talking about how to effectively use Zoom in online learning. So, we're going to be going over a few of the amazing things that Zoom has to offer that I feel like are often overlooked by teachers and learners. They have some really great tools that, if you don't really know about them, you might not be able to find them. So, first off, I'm going to talk about I know most of us have probably joined a Zoom meeting or hosted a Zoom meeting during these unprecedented times, but you may not know that Zoom is not necessarily free. So, the basic version of Zoom is free. You can host up to 100 participants with a limit of 40 minutes per session. If you want more people or more minutes, you do have to upgrade. It starts at $20 a month and goes all the way up to $27 a month for the host. So that's just something to note so that you are aware of that. I have Zoom downloaded onto my desktop. You can also use it off of a web browser, but it is certainly not as user-friendly, so I would encourage you to let your students know just to download it. It doesn't take up much storage, and it is free, so that is a great option. When you download it, you will come to a page that looks something like this. You have 4 options on the main screen here. We're not going to dive in too deep to all of them. You can kind of search on your own. You can schedule a meeting right here. This will be the title of the meeting, so maybe you want to label it gym class, and you can make it a reoccurring meeting for this date and time. And it will generate an automatic meeting ID that you can send to your class there. All right, and then all of their upcoming meetings would be here if you scheduled them for them. So for today, we're going to be doing a new meeting, so you just click on it. It will bring you up. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to be on camera. This is you can join the audio. If you don't join the audio, no one will be able to hear you. So you need to hit join with computer audio. That means you'll use the mic in your computer. Over here, this is where you can start and stop the video. So there I've stopped my video. You can also choose here if you want it to play off of a different camera. Maybe you have one set up to your camera. This is where you can mute yourself as well. So that's muted, and then you can, it's just giving me a warning there. You can also pick where you want your mic to be. So maybe you have headphones plugged in, you don't know why it's still coming out of the computer. Here you can pick your mic. Now here, if you click on participants, obviously I am the only one in the group, but all of the participants would be shown right here. And I'm going to pull up an example in just a minute here. I would recommend hitting this button down here, mute all. Click on that, and it mutes all of the participants in the group other than yourself, the host. This is really great because you may not think so, but when that slight sound overlaps, it becomes very distracting. Someone might have a dog barking or papers crumpling. I would just recommend muting everyone, and that makes it a lot easier for yourself. So because I don't have any other participants in my Zoom meeting right now, what I'm going to do is just show you an example of, this is an example of a Zoom meeting with multiple people in it. All right, so it's the same screen that we were just on, but just an example of what it would look like more realistically here. Another great feature that I love is once you've muted everyone, what you can do is ask people to use this little symbol here, which is raise hand. So here on this one, we can see Lisa has her hand raised. You as the host at the beginning of the Zoom meeting could say, if you have questions or comments or anything, please do not unmute yourself. Just raise your hand, and then I will get to you when I find an appropriate time. I find it very distracting when people just unmute themselves and jump in on top of the instructor or the teacher. I've had a few professors who have done this where you need to raise your hand and then they will address you. It's more like you're in a classroom this way as well. So I would really recommend that. And then you as a teacher can go, okay, Lisa, unmute yourself, and what is your question? Or you can just unmute them yourself and say, okay, you're unmuted. What's your question? And talk to them that way. Another great thing is down here is a chat. So this person is going to be sending a chat to everyone, or you can click on this everyone and select just to send the message to the host. And That I would recommend asking your students to do so that you can vet the questions and see which ones you need to talk about. Maybe you're getting to a question and you say, okay, well, I don't need to get to that one right now because I'm going to talk about it in 5 minutes, right? Also, there's the yes, the no button. So if you ask a simple question, students can answer yes or no right there. And beside their name, it will just show if they said yes or no. This person said yes, obviously, because they have the check mark there. Also, beside, if you hit this more button, it will drop down and say file, and then you can insert a document from your computer or a Google Drive or something on your Google Classroom, and you can send it to your group, maybe if you want them to read something. Another great feature is just beside here, I'm going to go back to mine actually here. You have a record button, so if you hit that, it will record the screen and you can capture the whole Zoom. A lot of my professors do this, and then they upload it to YouTube after so that people that maybe can't make the exact time of the Zoom meeting can still have access to it afterwards. And another really cool thing is you can share your screen. So if you hit here on share screen, you can pick which screen you would like to share. We'll say we're going to share my Safari screen, which is the one we were just on. This is what your class will see. They'll see your web browser. And what you can do is if you go to this little pencil, then you have all of these different options there. Oh, it looks like I just got kicked out of my own meeting. You have all those different options there for you to pick and choose from, so you can draw on the screen, make it kind of like a whiteboard type of feature. All right, and then another thing I wanted to show you is, we're actually done with that, so that's okay. Video breakout rooms. Unfortunately, because it is only me in that Zoom chat, I have to show you a video. This one is on YouTube. Zoom made it, and it's giving a breakdown of how to use breakout rooms. So you'll see on the bottom here, there is a button right here. It says breakout rooms. If you have more than 2 people in your Zoom meeting, that button will appear. And she's just going to talk about how to use breakout rooms. So I'll just play this. It's only about a minute clip.
How many rooms I'd like to assign out and how many participants per room. For this example, it's recommending, since there are 6 people, we can split it up into 2 rooms. I can do this automatically or manually. So if we click on the automatic button, it'll generate those breakout rooms for us. Certainly, if there's anyone I want to swap out, maybe I want to move Michael to the other room, I can exchange him for a different participant. Once I'm ready to open all rooms, I'll click this Open All Rooms button, and our participants will be able to join the sessions that we've created for them. So we'll slowly see those people join. One thing that's really important to note is that as a host or a co-host, you can actually hop between the different rooms to talk to the participants. You can see here I have the Join button. Now everybody's left to go to the rooms. I can broadcast a message to everybody and say, wrapping up in 1 minute. And this will broadcast the message, and then I can close the rooms, which gives them a 1-minute timer to rejoin our session. We'll give everybody a second to rejoin, and I'll show you 1 or 2 additional features with breakout rooms.
So that's about all of the clip I want to share with you guys. I think those breakout rooms are very important for collaboration on an online class. I love the idea of just letting your students go into these breakout rooms maybe for the first 2 or 3 minutes of class just to talk about their day. Might be the only time that they get to really interact with each other face to face. Virtually, you can ask them, how are you doing? How are you doing emotionally? How's school going? Am I giving too much homework? Just talk to your friends or talk about the assignment. Or you can use it for a more structured approach, maybe for different discussions. And I also love how you, as the instructor, can jump from room to room to ensure students are completing the task and just taking notes of kind of what they're doing in those different breakout rooms. Zoom, I think, has a lot to offer, and it definitely can include more things to become more interactive. But I think this is a really good start, and if you can take the time to just learn a little bit about Zoom, you can make it way more interactive for your students. So I encourage you to go look up YouTube videos if you're unsure of something and really just explore and make the best of it. So thanks.